always miss that trail. Alright, let's turn this off for a second. She's got a fresh oil change on her. Oh, all the gates are open. I noticed that in Williams as well. Back up a little bit, buddy. There we go. Let's warm up first. Try not to go too quick. Oh God. I've been driving the two small bikes recently. TTR and the 250L, and let's just say I miss my suspension. Oh God, the suspension is so nice. Like, oh look, bumps. Oh, who cares? Log. See, even on the 250, that would have been a little bit painful. I'd argue the 250, I think, has a bit better suspension than the TTR. Not by much, though. It's really just cheap suspension. This thing, on the other hand, has the good stuff. Whew. Not sure what my tire pressures are at today. I should have checked them. This is your typical enduro suspension. Shocking that the enduro suspension still works on the street. Street suspension does not work on the trails. Oh, something fell here. Looks like someone moved a big tree. Yeah, this is really booked out compared to what it used to be. I think Hendrie's become pretty popular this year. All the trails are popular this year. I can't even imagine how messed up a Horseshoe is right now. So many people there all the time. It's one of the reasons I don't like the place. It's just busy. Kind of like my trails like you see them right now, where I can kind of just haul ass down them and don't have to worry too much about too many people. Not that I'm not watching. I'm always watching. You always got to watch on trails like this. I rarely have people behind me, but I do run into a lot of people in front. Maybe that's a humble brag right there. Oh, she hasn't had to stretch her legs in a while now. Okay, behave, because we're just warming up right now, okay? Got all day to go fast. It's kind of hard to tell in the videos, but I tend to be a little bit, I guess, more smoother and faster as the day goes on. Oh, that is definitely closed down. Whew, this is a little messed up. Oh, there we go. Now we can get back in. Okay. That's the other reason why you don't want to go too fast, especially if you haven't been down the trail in a while. Stuff like that shut down is kind of annoying. Whee! I could have done that corner better. That was a bit of an embarrassment. I think the little ravine here freaks me out a bit. That's probably what it is. It's like if you screw up, you end up in the ravine, and I don't think you want to do that. The ravine is no fun. Ow! Branch in the face. Oh yeah, it's right here. always have trouble with this one. I brought my buddy with the electric bike here one time. Super fun area. Hey, ATVs. Just checking out the ATVs on camera here. Cute little side-by-side things. That's a big group. Wow. Plus it gave me a chance to actually park, which is good. I am pushing a little hard for this time of day. Right there, I'm a little slow because I had kind of a sun sparkle in my eye, which is not good. I only have one eye that works properly. So if I get sun sparkle in the bad one, it's kind of like being a little blinded. I can still kind of see the trail. See, a day like today, see, a day like today, you've got these hard shadow and light going on, which is actually really, really bad keratitis that I have. But so I'm not sure if we saw this on camera or not, but one of the girls in the ATV looked like she was wearing ski pants. Oh, a little warm out here for ski pants today. Like, I think it's... Actually, I don't know what the temperature is, like 24, 25 Celsius. I know that because I ripped down the highway to get here to this riding area. The highway is an 80 kilometer an hour highway, and I could have probably been driving in that all night or all day. It didn't feel cold or anything, but then again, my hands are behind handguards, so kind of act like windbreaks. Usually it's when your hands get cold, so when you start getting miserable. Let's move that corner. Oh, we stalled out on that little stumpy thing. So, we ended up with a little pinch kind of corner. The route comes out at a 45, and there's a stump right there. And I just picked definitely the wrong line through there. I love the Hendrie single track. It's so good. Oh, it's definitely getting more bumpy this time of year. Those little straightaways are good, but they're always whooped out, always. You gotta stand up as soon as you get onto them, just because you're gonna end up... We got a little bit of front wheel jumpy going on here. That's nice. I mean, it's the... This thing has so much damn horsepower and torque, it's not surprising you can just lift up the front by accident. I don't normally lift up by accident, though. I think I'm just being a little aggressive today. If it sounds like I'm getting a little winded, you're right, I am. So right now, I feel like I got a little bit of death grip on the throttle, which is definitely not good. So my hand is getting a little sore. Like I keep telling people, you can do pretty good on single track with this kind of bike, but you really have to slow down a bit more for corners. Ooh. Speaking of slowing down. Ooh, that's too much. Alright. I'm multiple embarrassing stalls per day, you know. I haven't been on this thing in like 2 weeks, so. Or no, it's a week maybe. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. I know I had a couple rides with the other bikes. Yesterday I took my wife out. She was on the ATV. I don't really like taking this thing when I'm taking the ATVs out. I mean, it's okay. It's just it's real warm when it's you're going slow. You're not letting the radiators kind of do their job. So I end up kind of going ahead for quite a bit and then stopping. See, you can tell the sun's in my eye on that one because that was a pretty easy segment there. I could have done. Oh. More buggies. Into this corner. See, that was another route that could have messed me up a little bit. It didn't though. Ooh, downhill. Downhills are good, which means we're going to have an uphill here in a bit. Isn't that much elevation change in this forest area, but whoop, I was hitting the route sideways. Oh, I think this uphill sucks. Oh yeah, rocks and roots, the usual. Not bad. So the handlebars on the 250L, my buddy kind of wrecked them by dropping the bike a little hard on a rut, kind of like a big muddy rut. I'm not actually sure. Maybe he ran hard into the ruts. I'm not even sure actually. Either way, I bent those bars pretty much the first week I had them. Actually, the first week I had the 250L. I let Will's brother borrow it to take it for a spin around the little motocross track that was in the hydro cut. Well, Rob, his brother, didn't know that it was dug out. Some kids had actually dug out square jumps and things like that, like trying to make it into a real motocross track. And one of the hills had a complete drop-off at the other side. So the kids had dug the one of the faces of the jumps, not the faces, but the back side of the dumps. There's some crap over there. That's not bad. So imagine you've got a face of a jump that you can't see the other side, but there's a great big freaking hole right on the other side. So Will's brother was taking my bike around, literally like a few days old at this point. Crappy tires on it and such. I wiped it out pretty good too. That same day, or the day before or something, I can't remember. That's when I bent the handlebars. But anyways, so Will's brother, Rob, takes the bike for a spin, and he rolls this face of this jump, because I guess he didn't know what was on the other side. And him and the bike lawn darted straight down. Like, we're talking, this is a big hole. The whole bike disappeared completely down this hole at once. And yeah, I have no idea if it damaged my suspension or anything like that. I don't think it did. Like, I've had the bike for almost 8 years now. I haven't noticed anything weird with it, but yeah, he said it made a horrible crunch, like a metallic crunch noise when it fell, which is never a good thing that you want to hear. Luckily, it didn't bend the forks. It didn't cause problems with the steering stem or anything like that. That was good old Honda reliability right there. Good old Honda, welded steel frames. That's what the 250L has. It's not aluminum or anything like that. It's just regular steel. So anyways, he hurt himself a little bit. like not the kind of hurt you go to the hospital for, but he kind of whacked himself at his men parts pretty good up against the steering wheel. It was pretty rough scene there for a bit. We're asking him if he's okay, if he needs to go to the hospital, but he's just kind of on the ground like, no, it's fine. I'm okay. And I'm like, you don't look okay, dude. Like, you really don't look okay here. He's like, no, I'll be fine in a few minutes. It's okay. Just let me lie down here. Okay, cool. Excellent. So my 250L. Oh, that wasn't even its first accident, or its second, or even its third. So the first accident technically was when my dad was loading the 250L up into the truck. He was actually delivering it to me. I didn't have a trailer or a truck at the time or anything like that, and so he picked it up from the dealership for me. It was the one in Sudbury, and he was going to bring it down here because he had to go and do some other stuff at the I can't remember what he was coming down. He was picking something else up, but either way, he's like, hey, I'll take your bike for you. So the first thing that happened to the 250L when it came off the showroom floor, right off the showroom floor here we're talking about, there's the ATVs again. Hey guys. I could probably get them on film here for a little bit. Good to see them all going. Oh, this guy's bopping his head. He's definitely listening to music. I can see that. She's saying that there's 0 people behind her. I thought she was giving me the Black Lives Matter symbol there, but no, I think it's because there were 0 people behind her. She's the sweep. Anyways, yes. So the 250L. My dad brings it home. I guess he had to unload it at some point or another to. There's no signage here, but whatever, I know this is the trail. So he has to unload it. He brings it into the garage and stuff like that. Now this is kind of like the middle of winter. I think it was February. You know, February up in Sudbury is pretty cold, pretty snowy. So he has pictures of himself doing wheelies in the snow with my 250L, which is admittedly pretty badass. And you'd think that would be the point where he would have wiped it out, trying to do wheelies in the snow on a 320-pound bike. No. Where they crashed the bike was loading it up onto the truck. So I don't think they had proper ramps. They were just trying to lift it. My dad and one of his construction dudes, they were lifting it or running it up a plank. I think it was like a single plank or something like that. Anyways, the bike got away from them a little bit going up the plank. So you know those YouTube videos of people kind of going up and then crashing out, and yeah, well, that was basically what happened to my bike. So yeah, fresh off the showroom floor and fresh onto the ground from, I don't know, a couple feet up, whatever the back of a trailer or a truck works out to be. Yeah, definitely not she's had a hard life. Well, I think I took a shortcut there. I was supposed to, but sun's in my eyes, so whatever. I'll make that my excuse. See, I'm kind of just getting into flow right now and not really being super aggressive about it. Probably notice I slowed down quite a bit. Except when it turns real nice like this, then I can speed it up a little bit. There we go. It's a little log in the middle of the road. So, yeah, the 250L spent its first week of its life smashing onto the ground off the back of a truck. Then I took it on that same motocross track that I described earlier, the one in the hydro cut, which is not really a motocross track, it's just kind of something someone cut in a hydro cut. Super fun place to ride, but it's always sketchy in there. It's like, you can kind of see why they closed it down. There's probably kids getting hurt in there all the time. Anyways, I'm just whipping around the track with this thing, only having ridden the KLR before that as an off-road bike, so not a whole lot of experience on actual dirt bikes at this point. Just the KLR. The KLR was not a dirt bike. So the importance of tires. I had the stock tires in that thing, and I think I was kind of whipping it pretty good around that track. And I'm going down a downhill with a muddy puddle at the bottom. It's kind of all mucky looking, so you can't really tell what's in there. And yeah, so I end up kind of bombing the hill straight down, and then got off the track here. And then as my front hit that puddle, it was actually a lot deeper than I thought it was. A lot deeper than I thought it was, actually. And the front grabbed, and it washed. And then the handlebars and the handguards, which I think I'd installed the previous night, kind of ran down and started dragging at high speed while the bike was sliding. So I fell off. I was okay. I just kind of let the bike go when I knew it was kind of sliding out, and I kind of did a little tumble. Which, I mean, I could have got hurt there too, but that doesn't usually happen, I guess. I think one of my worst wipeouts was this year. Earlier in the year when I was in... I don't know if I actually published that video. I probably didn't. Which sucks, because I actually didn't have a really good camera setup at the time. And I'm doing the rock garden section at Williams. And my suspension, my tire pressures, everything was kind of wrong. And I was actually being a little aggressive. Kind of like I am today, except, you know, bike's actually set up correctly for it. And, yep, whoop, wiped out. Kind of rolled up the side of the single track, and then I went over, the bike went over, and I landed hard, really freaking hard onto my chest and my wrist. Okay, so this shows everyone going this way, which I don't believe is the right way, but whatever. It is the right way, okay. You need a little sign on that one. Anyways, yeah, I ended up, like, having sore ribs for, like, 2 weeks. And a sore wrist for like a month. It really freaking hurt. I had to do a bunch of... Every time I tried to do anything like mechanical with my hands, it would actually hurt. So, this was shortly after Merrick broke his wrist, so I was like, oh man, I've broken something. It might have been a little sprain or something like that, because it felt fine after about a month. I didn't notice it anymore. And then, even then, if I moved it in certain directions, it was like, this feels weird. It just feels like it hurts a bit. And, I don't know. Now I don't even notice it at all. So, that's what happens when you get older. It's like, did I get injured? I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, obviously when I broke my foot, I knew about that one. It's like, yeah, the swelling's not going down. This is probably not good. If the swelling doesn't go down in 24 hours, you're probably in trouble. Even a sprained ankle will end up, your swelling will start going down fairly quickly. Broken bones, not so much. That kind of felt like I was losing some sensitivity on my big toe, which is also terrifying. I mean, I'm like, I don't want to lose toes. That would not be fun. Oh well, whatever. We're okay now. Ish. You're never really okay. Cool, I love how that corner went. That was awesome. That felt pretty good. I don't know if I do this section very much because it's, I always miss it. It's kind of nice. So I'm kind of using both brakes on the cornering now instead of just the rear. It's actually much faster to use both. It's also much faster to stand up, but man, am I lazy. The other reason I probably shouldn't drive too crazy is I'm kind of here alone right now. A little bit of jumping. That sunlight is just messing with me, kind of strobing in my eye. Kind of makes everything a little bit washed out. There we go. Oh, that was fun. Okay, everyone goes this way now. Oh yeah, looks like everyone goes this way. Alright, where's the next section leading? Oh, right here. Okay. Whee! I saw someone just exit this area, so there might be people coming. Well, there's two different sections here. Okay. Didn't want to get sucked into one when I didn't want to be there. Two different ruts. Pick your rut. Stick to it. The left rut looked a little bit less crazy. Oh, that's a really short section. Looks like it goes this way. It's so much easier to do some of this stuff in the fall. Nothing's grown in, so you can actually spot the trails a little easier. You can see the front end, what it's doing right now. Gotta get an idea of the back end is kind of bouncing all over the place. Whew. Okay, so we do go under here. Fun. Okay, cool. That was actually a lot shorter than it looked. I needed to do some serious ducking. Maybe I should get a decent mic. Right now I kind of film from the top of my chest protector, and it seems to be okay. Oh, this is the ATV single track, and we go off. Nope, we don't go off there. Nope, that's not us either. ATV single track. Oh, that's right, it just brings us in. That's the end of the trail. Yay, we're at the end. Just kidding, there's a lot more on the other side of the road here. That was super fun though. Alright, so this is where we come in. Alright guys, doing stuff. See, these aren't very wide right here. They're still just ATV sized. Alright, where's the next section? Is this it? This looks like it. It kind of looks like a trail. Okay, so downside of fall is everything's covered in leaves, and sometimes it's harder to see the trail. So I'll just take back everything I just said on that last one. Ooh, this is windy. This is super windy. A little windier than normal. Probably in the video you're going to see I clutch a lot. You kind of have to with the 450. Or any sort of big power bike. Whew. Alright, I don't know why you didn't want to start while I was driving. Probably didn't have the clutch in far enough. So that was a mystery stall. I have no idea what happened. Okay, so that was just a welcome to this side of Hendrie. Oh, ATV's coming down the other way. So that required a little bit more braking than I wanted. It's kind of a quick transition. Listening to Spotify right now. White Room is playing. A song that is actually shockingly older than me. And Eric Clapton was part of Cream. I don't know. I had a buddy who was big into this stuff, you know. Oh, that was good. I like that little section. This bike would probably be a pretty interesting desert bike or something that's wide open. But that's kind of what open class bikes are for too, is open type terrain. It's kind of funny to be driving something like this on this, but you know what? I mean, I'm sure you can see from the videos it works. I am definitely not a pro-level rider of any sort. Just kind of get a little smoother, a little bit faster the longer I do it. I wonder if I could do an enduro event, but I don't think endurance-wise it's much of a problem. It really depends on the type of obstacles they put in the way. This is a nice, smooth single track. This isn't, I mean, you can see it's kind of rough in the camera, but it's not. This isn't considered a single track. This isn't like goat trail crap that you're bouncing off of rocks and stuff like that. Fine. Yeah, this isn't Graham Jarvis stuff, for sure. I'm really amazed that he's 40-something years old, 46, I think, at this point. He's a couple years older than me. And he's still just unbelievably good at what he does. I know a lot of the older guys in the club kind of look up to him as kind of a, see, look at what you can do, even at, but, you know, a lot of these older guys in the clubs are like 60. They're not like 40-something. Sorry, guys, if you're listening. It's true, though, you're a little old. I actually had one guy who was, I'm not going to name names or anything here, but I had a conversation with a guy who was a very active club member in the past, and he kind of changed up his hobbies. And I asked him, I said, so what happened? Why were you not interested in riding anymore? That stump's in a bad spot, but whatever. And he says, no, he loves riding. It's just that he knows this is weird. Oh, sorry. Nope, these guys aren't coming in. That's a family of riders right there. Are they going into that single track? Oh, they are. Okay. And I'm going the same way out. Cool. I don't mind following people around. It makes for some pretty good footage. Anyways, this guy I'm talking about kind of said, you know, Pat, did you notice the age of most of the riders that are in the club? And I'm like, kind of, yeah. I mean, the executive and stuff like that are a little older. I'm not going to say old. Sorry, guys. But it feels like this would be a hobby he'd pick up once his kids are a little bit older. He feels like maybe he's not the right demographic for it. I'm like, I don't have kids, maybe that makes sense. If I had kids, I'd probably bring them out here and do stuff with them. You know, bikes and things like that, so they can come riding. Obviously, I couldn't ride like this unless they were really good. I would hope that they're pretty good if they've been riding for years, though. Just to be clarified, I'm not going to ever ride good. I just have a lot of experience now. See? Make bad choices like that. There's certain people I actually consider good riders, even though they're not really, they don't really ride like I do. My buddy Eli, I consider him a really good rider because he's naturally, he's got kind of this unreal level of balance, you know, like, if you're thinking about D&D terms, he's got a really high dexterity score. Extremely. This is. That took me by surprise. So yeah, dude actually has, I would almost call it an unnatural sense of balance. And that helped him a lot when he was in gymnastics and stuff like that as a kid. Developed a crazy sense of balance. His line selection is also extremely good as well. I don't know where the track's going at this point. They tend to go this way. Okay, so maybe we'll go this way. Oh, there it is. Yeah, like I'll always argue, he picks better lines than I do. I usually ride way better bikes, and I think I manage momentum a lot better than he does, but that's more like saying I make more mistakes, and then I tend to do better with the mistakes because I make lots of mistakes. You know, it's one of those circular logic things. He's also not very aggressive as a rider, which I think actually hurts him a little bit. I think he would be unreal if he could actually be a little bit more aggressive. But you know what? It's really up to your own risk tolerance when you're doing this kind of stuff. Like right now, I don't feel like this is particularly risky. And some people are saying, Jesus Christ, you're flying through the trees like it's the indoor forest. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's kind of what it looks like, but it's not. It's, you know, all fairly measured type of things. And then you kind of ask yourself, well, how many times did you wipe out today? Almost. The almost wipeouts is like 3 or 4 now. And I don't mean like full on, like I'm losing the front end and I'm flying over the handlebars or anything like that. I haven't come even close to that lately. Nothing I'm really doing is kind of gets close to that. But this is more like would I have had to put my foot down? Probably 4 times today. I had a potential to put my foot down. So that's not quite like a whiteout or anything like that. It's more of like, oh, I fucked up real bad. I'm going to lose one of the tires. I mean, that's kind of the quicker you go, the more you, I have this theory that momentum and throttle gets you out of more trouble than it gets you into. And I know that doesn't make any sense. It really, really does once you've been riding for a while. Like sometimes I'll just, you know, kill the throttle, pull in the clutch, and I'll just, you know, that's what I do for a lot of these wall pops and stuff like that we do. Except the big ones, you have to kind of be a little bit more aggressive with, or you have to be not aggressive at all. You got to hit them up and kind of just go up to them nice and slow, and then pop over. That's actually 2 different techniques they showed me at off-road riding school. So you're coming up to a log. You got 2 choices. You're really going to either hit it slow or you're going to hit it a little faster. And if you hit it, here's a perfect example. See, we can talk about it behind me. Perfect. So we got a log underneath us right now. So I'm going to hit it real slow, right at the front. And then I'm just going to go, boop, and I'm going to pop over it. You know, no drama. That's pretty much how everyone learns how to do it. Now that log is pretty small. I could have hit that at full speed and I don't think I would have even noticed it. Again, that comes down to your suspension setup. This thing's set up real soft right now. I think a lot of real fast riders would not like the way I have the suspension set up. But I'd like to make an excuse that I sit down too much. Yeah. That's probably a terrible excuse. Although the suspension feels fine even when you're standing. I don't think it's a sit-down suspension setup. It's actually so good I can sit down. Except for those little roots and stuff like that. Those kind of hurt. I was supposed to go to the right side of that tree. Woohoo! Oh, the sun's right in my eyes now. This is great. It's just in the good eye, so, you know, no big deal. Yeah, with this bike right here, it's really nice to, I find both brakes going into a corner is kind of nice, although certain corners I'll just slide the rear around, like that one. This one right here, I won't even slow down for. Oops. Almost hit a root sideways. It's never a good thing. Yay, we're back. Double track. Alright, where are we going next? It says this way, so we will continue this way until we find a trail. There's, I think, that small family of riders. There. There we go. Where is it? I can't even see this damn one. Okay, so I can see kind of it goes this way. This was not the right way in. I apologize to the trail maintainers. That was definitely kind of making my own path. But honestly, I couldn't see the way in, so I saw the trail, and I saw people using the same method I used to get in, so congratulations, you are the new trail entrance. Oh, this one's pretty bumpy. So I keep following the single track in Hendrie. I eventually actually get to some pretty, I call it gnarly stuff, but gnarly adjacent. There's some gnarly-ish stuff. Gnarlier than what we normally ride here. I'm always careful when I say gnarly, because a lot of guys are like, I ride hard enduro, blah blah blah, I jump over rocks that are 6 feet high. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I don't enjoy that. Just kidding, I don't even know how. It doesn't have to be enjoying or not. See? Now, that was actually a super sketchy move right there, what I did on that log. It worked out because of momentum. But what happened is my front and rear tire both kicked sideways as I was going over that. That is not cool. Not a great idea. That could have been me on the ground, but it's actually pretty heavy. So it's like, whatever. We're moving forward. Physics says this. Let's go. I do think people can get fairly good at running a heavy bike. Yeah, this is where we drive like getting in here. So you're going to miss the freaking entrance to the next trail. Oh, there it is. Well, you can't miss it because it's right there. Of course, people are going to be doing like third gear wide open throttle through that open section there. And they're going to have to go into a full 90-degree corner right when they get there. So I'm surprised I'm not seeing a lot more sort of bermed up dirt where people are just whacking the brakes on hard. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but this is actually pretty good exercise. It's actually one of the reasons I do it. Excellent exercise, actually. Careful. Look at a sideways route going on in that one. See, that was just a normal little log across the way, but it was so small that you just sort of power over it. You didn't even have to let off the gas on that one, really. Okay, so we know that it's a warm day outside because my knees are starting to get a little roasted. The radiators for the bike are basically right under my knees right now. Or right above my knees. So I get this beautiful stream of hot air coming off radiators directly onto my legs. It's cool. This is where all the two-stroke guys go, you got a four-stroke. It's gonna scorch your nuts. Yeah, probably. It's very warm. Plus, this one's got all sorts of fun. I actually lost the trail for a second. It's also got lots of emission stuff on it, so it's like, I don't know if it runs hotter because of that. I think it does. Although I had a 450R before. I freaking love that thing too. I love the Honda 450s. I don't even know why. This is it right here. Oh. There's so many people out here today playing on the double track. That's awesome. I like seeing it when there's like, whole families out there and stuff like that doing their thing. They're having fun. Kids are getting some exercise and fresh air. Parents are getting some exercise and fresh air. Away from the COVIDs, Gotta get away from the COVIDs sometimes. Bump up. Okay, so this trail's like practically invisible, and I know I'm gonna hit things in it. So this is where you have to trust your suspension. And the suspension usually does a pretty good job. I say usually because it's never perfect. Oh, I know. This might be the entrance to the tricky bits. Tricky-ish bits. Been here before. So, again, we're kind of losing out on some trail stuff right now. It's very good. Bump, bump. Definitely not stop getting jerks. One of these days. I only brought the purple Gatorade for the last of the old Gatorades that were purchased at the beginning of the year. I'm getting into some hilly stuff here soon. This might be a section where you kind of side hack along the hill for a little while. Ah, there we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So, there are times when two strokes are easier to ride. There are times when four strokes are easier to ride. Up the rig section, yeah. Okay, so this wasn't the section I was thinking of, but it is definitely a little elevation change. This is one of the old trails. I'm sure this is quite the old section. It's usually you can tell the older sections aren't as scrubbed. There. Alright, this guy's coming down here. Let's move off to the side for them. Go ahead. Nope, sorry, move a little bit. There you go. Okay. I'll give him a second. I said I could take a break and give him a second.
Just the two of us.
Oh, just the two of you, okay.
You're alone?
Sorry, I got headphones in. I can barely hear, it's all good. Have a good one. I love the bike, by the way, that is awesome. He's got the 250F, which is the exact bike I was trying to order earlier this year. It's like a better version of a TTR, but with some slightly better suspension and stuff. He looks like he's having fun. Got a big smile on his face. When I review the video later, I guess I'll get to hear what he said, because I sure as hell didn't hear anything. I guess everyone came from this direction. Oh, is that it? Fuck, I think that was it. Let's see if I turn around right there. Is this a trail? Oh, let's see, it'll be right there. Hard to tell. I think we're going to have to do some bushwhacking here. This bike's actually pretty good for bushwhacking, too. Okay, so is this the trail? I think so. Looks like it. Oh yeah, it kind of looks like it. Okay, so we're in first gear, get into second. I kind of like doing most of the trick in second gear. This guy, it's got so much frickin' torque, even in second. But it's also got a huge range of speed, you know, on tap. Turn that throttle, get going pretty quick. Okay, so this is around the corner here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so what are we supposed to do here? Is it that way or? It was this way, okay. So this is a reclaimed section. We'll call it barely reclaimed. It was really, really hard to see where it was going though. You kind of have to give the ground a look and see if there's something that looks like a path anywhere. Okay, so this is just a short section. It's not big. We would have missed it if it wouldn't have been that huge. And here's another section I was jumping into. Cool. So this is the problem with any of these logged areas, is that it's a little bit tricky to figure out where you're going. This looks sort of reclaimed though. Alright. Love how people get out of my way when I'm riding because they think I know what I'm doing. That's actually hilarious. Come on, there we go. Clearly I have no idea. Someone went around here. Jesus Christ, that was very quick. Transition. Over some logs. And we're through. Okay, we're not gonna... Alright. So this trail's a little bit interesting. Fucking yes, that was fun. Holy shit. Oh, big smiles, big smiles. Yeah, that was a good little section right there. Sometimes it's nice to, you know, unleash the bike a little bit. She is a 450. And I'm driving really aggressively on this thing because I just had a little bit of fun, of course. Is this the... Oh, this might actually be the technical section, or... Maybe. It's pretty well worn in. It doesn't... I don't know. Honest to God, I didn't even recognize this strip. I didn't think so. Corner was a little bit more tight than I figured. Whoops. That kicked me in the butt. It's okay though. This feels like a new section. This looks like it's freshly cut. Actually, this looks almost exactly like the new section. One of my favorite sections, actually. This up and down is super cool. Oh, blew that corner real quick. There we go, being bad. Quick. And I paddled my way through that corner because I didn't want to wipe the wheels out. God, that front brake just bites. Big corner. Okay, so I think I have to go through these saplings. That was fun, getting a little branch to the face. Whatever. Cool. So, I think I've been out here for almost an hour and a half. The battery should probably die on my... maybe 2 hours, I'm not sure. Either way, I think I got a lot of good footage. God damn, that is a big tree. Holy shit. That is a monster, and it's dead. That thing's gonna fall down one day. God damn, that is a big tree. See, even when you're moving fast, you notice things. I mean, we got some big trees around here, but not like that. Couldn't even fit my arms around that thing if I wanted to. Not even close. This probably be a deadfall. Oh boy, there's a little rock right here. Could use that as a kicker, but it's not much to jump into. Okay, so someone basically fell right off the trail on that one. I see brake marks, hard brakes. Okay, I'm not going to jump you sideways, buddy. Type of risk I don't take when I'm out here. Could have jumped it, but I'd have to jump it sideways. so this tree is in the way. How do people get over this? Oh, they go between the road. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm gonna fall off here by doing this. Oh boy, okay, let's get off the bike and do this. Oops, it's stuck on that thing. Oh, and now my foot's stuck. Thank you. Okay, let's call that a shit show right there. We're good. We're good. Alright. Okay, we're seriously gonna need water soon. When you hit the set double track next, just get some goddamn water. Gatorade, whatever. Yeah, I have no idea what this section is. I don't remember anything with a tree down around here. No. This is a pretty good segment though. It's long. Well, there's double track right there. This looks an awful lot like that new section. It's not. I can tell it's not for sure. Someone whacked these logs on the corners too. Oh, I think I vaguely remember that big rock. I get lost a lot. Even in places I go to all the time. That's the reality of things. So the front tire was sliding on it. Oh, it's kind of cool looking log. It's another big monster of a tree. Weird. So if I've done this trail before, I don't know if I've ever done it in this direction. A lot of really tight corners in this one. This way. Just blew that corner because I thought we were going straight. Oop, there's more people. Hello. I'll get around you here. Go get some air into the engine, just cool it off a bit. This is what this bike is really. Try to see it's not really upset like this. I don't know how fast that was. Good spot.